Hello, welcome back to the channel where we try new things for your family, and welcome to my bedroom. This is where the magic happens, but in the corner is really where the magic happens because my daughter's filming this and she is absolutely cringing. This is the magic. I don't know what you're thinking. This is the magic of IKEA.
You can't say, here's my bedroom, this is where the magic happens.
So not only am I going to do a speed build, but keep watching to the end because afterwards I'm going to show you how I've added an extra button to do this. It lights up. And this corner was absolutely dead. It was just a pile of junk and a mirror and a little picture shelf. And my wife had the brilliant idea of filling it with furniture, and I thought it would be too much. I thought it would just, you know, fill the alcove, but actually it looks really good. But before I tell you all about this great use of space, let's go downstairs back in time to do a speed build on this. Look at this. This is the IKEA Havsta cabinet. This is just another one of the IKEA Dad videos. Here is me building this from scratch in time lapse, and it's a difficult one. So I guess we'll just get started then. This one's a really tricky one because there's lots of glass involved. So I got my son to help me. I think we get a little bit distracted and start fighting each other with the packaging and then get into some Kung Fu style attacks on the cardboard. But then we focus and manage to somehow put the bits on the floor, on the rug, like they show you in the pictures. Usually we don't bother with the rug, but this time we did. And oh my goodness, I'm glad that we did because this is a bit of a beast. So we got the frame together. You can see we have to line up the dowels and push the whole thing together. Then we've got to find the way that the back goes on, and this stumped us for a bit. And actually a chunk of it came out. I can see right now that there's a little bit in the middle that missed the thread that it's supposed to go through. And it's a bit of cardboard as well, so I didn't think it'd be that difficult. But somehow we managed to get the thing straight and slide it in. Next, it's kind of a screw-free put together, which on the upside is quite good to do because you get these special plastic pins that you push into the holes, and then you push another pin into that hole and it kind of expands the plug, and that's what holds it into place. And you do that instead of, do you remember in the old days with IKEA where you'd hit with a hammer about 60 nails in the back? Some of them would go in straight, some of them wouldn't. But this clip system does seem to work. It seems a bit iffy, but it actually looks like this will hold. And with a few more hits and pushes, I think this is the main frame that's been put together. It took a while to orient it against the IKEA instructions. As always with all IKEA stuff, you're trying to match up the picture with the real life scenario. And we pretty much got it for the frame, but the plinth, oh my goodness. The plinth is deceptively difficult. It's just 4 bits that you just push together, but nowhere in the instructions does it make it clear which way round the really heavy bit. There's like one bit that's got like an iron bar on the side, and you'd think they'd make it really obvious in the instructions which is the heavy bit, but no, we've got to guess from this illustration. So we wing it, and of course the winging it doesn't go to plan. When we got to this stage, we realised we'd done something wrong, and this took us a while to figure out, but we worked out that we put, there's like a plastic feet that you push into the holes that we put the wrong way round. So now we've got to get the plastic thing out, and my poor son, he's sent me off for a spanner or some pliers. I've come back with the pliers, and yeah, he's just managed to injure himself on the pliers. Really painful injury there. I'm on my own now, and I'm trying to get the plinth together and the plinth the right way round, and now I can get the plinth onto the bottom of the main frame of the cabinet. So with a bit more dowel and a few more push pins, this whole thing is held together with plastic pins. That's quite incredible, isn't it? And now I can push the whole cabinet the right way up. I put these things on the back. These things are supposed to space it from the wall. If you're pushing it up against a skirting board, I think these big round things space the back so it rests on the wall, and then you can screw the cabinet securely to the wall. Now I'm putting in the pins that will have the shelves on them. The shelves will rest on these 12 pins, and this bit is weird. So I've got these frames, and these frames, they're shelves basically with holes in them. So I'm putting these holy shelves up and just putting those in. 3 shelves you get with this one. I've got to get this thing up the stairs as well. So I'm demonstrating all of this for the camera, but I'm gonna have to somehow take it all down again so I can get it up the stairs. This is all for demonstration, showing off on the channel. Now this is my nemesis. I completely underestimated the difficulty that I thought I'd just whack the doors on. They're like, you know, all kitchen doors, all cabinet doors. They've got these spring-loaded things, but first thing to trip you up is the spring-loaded things have got to go the right way round, and they're different. They have to go in the specific holes. Oh my goodness, I am now struggling. I cannot get this door on for love nor IKEA money. I just can't do it. I don't know if it's that the holes aren't drilled properly or the screws just aren't biting. The thread through the metal does not work, and the only way I can get this to work is to completely take it apart and put it back together again, and then just screw it in from scratch. And I'd had enough by now. I was upset my son got hurt, and I'm just fed up with the whole thing. And look, I mean, look at the time. I mean, this is like well over an hour. This is really speeded up. The final touches are these really nice knobs, the doorknobs that go on, but for some reason the thread doesn't go into the doorknob. Again, it's a metal thread problem. I don't know what's going on. I think this might be it. So there you have it. So somehow we managed to lug it upstairs. Sorry, Casper's down there. He wants to be a part of this. Somehow we managed to hoist it up the stairs. It is really heavy, especially the plinth to stop it from falling over. But when it got here, it looked great, but it looked like this. Once my wife had filled it with stuff, I wanted to illuminate the stuff. So come closer and I'll show you how we did this. If I take the camera, thank you. So what I wanted was a button on the side, and I managed to get this off Amazon. When you press the button, it lights up, and it lights up the cabinet. And I just wanted to show you closer how I've done this. Inside the shelves, there is a piece of glass. So that's good, but I didn't know where to put the lights. I didn't want the lights showing. So I managed to buy a strip of 12 volt lighting strip. It wasn't that expensive, and it comes fitted with a USB cable, and you can cut it up. So what I did was I cut it to size. I don't know if you can see it under there, if I poke the camera under, and it's got an adhesive strip on it, so you can stick it to here. So I cut it to the right length, and then, oh my goodness, my soldering is not very good. It took me hours. It took me about 4 hours, and made 4 strips. Behind there is all kinds of spaghetti to this really dainty switch, and it goes on and off. And then that cable goes down here to an old USB cable, and I just cut the end off and bared the wires and used those wires to go into the switch to control the lighting strips. But it's all done on really low voltage. It's sort of 5 volts to 12 volts. I've just used an IKEA USB port. It sort of came to life. Not only does it illuminate the stuff in the cabinet, but it also brings the cabinet to life, and I don't know, makes it kind of a lighting source in its own right. I am calling this IKEA Havsta cabinet Dad Delivers success. If you've reached this point in the video, thank you for any comments or questions, or just saying hi in the comments would be great. And I really appreciate you hitting the thumbs up or the subscribe button, because it really helps me to keep this channel going. And right here is another video that YouTube knows you want to be watching next.
Can you please help my daddy get 10,000 subscribers? Just click on his face. Thanks, bye!